Look, I am the beneficiary of a Cocoa Marketing Board scholarship. My paternal grandfather was a cocoa farmer in Achimtafo. At the time he was farming cocoa in Achimtafo, there was a direct rail link between Tafo and Takoradi. Where is that now? Well, how are we supporting farmers? And supporting farmers not just simply in terms of building their capacity, in terms of seed, in terms of nutrients, but how are we developing the supply chain? How are we linking them to global and continental markets? And that requires intervention. Intervention, yes, from the Africa Development Bank. It requires a banking sector that is open to regulatory intervention to de-risk investment in support for agriculture and agricultural processing.
Yeah.
And all of those things require young people to change their mindset in relation to agriculture. Look, when I was at school, as today, young people were not keen to go to farm. The fact of the matter is that we are not making the most of our agriculture because the generation of farmers is aging. We need young people to get back into agriculture, but also to see agriculture as a form of agri-entrepreneurship. So agricultural processing becomes something that is seen as a career opportunity. You know, in Kenya, they have something called coffee cadets. So this is young people who see the advantage to them in terms of livelihoods, not just simply of growing coffee, but actually of being baristas, of opening up coffee shops, of actually processing coffee. Let me give you an example, and it's happening in Ghana already. Young people are doing this. I had a drink the other day made in Ghana, made in Kumasi, comprised of mushrooms and ginger.
Wow.
Grown and processed in Ghana. An incredibly nutritious, organic drink. Now, you know, we should be saluting the young entrepreneurs who developed that particular drink. They need to be assisted in developing their plants and exporting that drink through Africa and indeed to the world. And the Africa Free Trade Area gives us that opportunity, reducing tariff barriers and non-tariff barriers within Africa, but also aggressively marketing our produce, our processed produce to the wider world, and mobilizing local resources to do that, not simply relying on externals. Let me give an example. Niche Cocoa, excellent firm.
Yeah.
They are not only producing high quality chocolate in Ghana, they've opened up a factory in the United States.
Yes.
This is how we do it.
This is the example.
This is an example. This is how we do it. It can be done. And the role of government, our own role. Look, the individual choices we make as consumers. I don't understand why anybody would choose Indian rice or Japanese rice
over
Ghanaian rice. I mean, my own wife, who is from Barbados, whenever I come to Ghana, she expects me, or whenever she comes to Ghana, she expects me and us to return with Ghanaian rice.
Correct.
But the truth of the matter is, it's beginning to happen in our local shop in the UK. You know, you can buy shito, Ghanaian-made shito. You can buy it in the UK, in the local shop.
That's progress.
Now, that is, and this is in one particular area where we spend some time in the countryside. This is not in London.
Okay.
You can count the numbers of black people in that village on one hand, but they sell shito in the local supermarket. Now, what that means is that Ghana has something to sell that appeals to Western palates.
Wow.
And it is the job, it seems to me, of African consumers and African governments and African banks and financiers to get behind this generation of entrepreneurs so that they can market their produce abroad.
Do you still frequent Ghana? I ask this because I know your father worked with Kwame Nkrumah. And of course you did study here, but you've become more like a Pan-African in your outlook. Yes. You've served in South Africa for How close is Ghana to your heart, and how heartened are you about our progress? You've done this constitution since '93, 32 years of uninterrupted democratic governance, changed governments many, many times. Of course, we have a youth board as well. Do you grieve over Ghana, or do you boast? Where's the emotion when you talk?
I am proud of Ghana.
Okay.
I am proud of our democratic dispensation. I am proud of the fact that Ghanaians are able to change their government peaceably. I am proud of the role that Ghana has played traditionally in terms of the United Nations and in terms of peacekeeping in the world. I am proud of the achievements of the Ghanaian diaspora in every walk of life. In business, in the arts, in fashion, in global governance. Look, in my lifetime, there have been two Ghanaian cabinet ministers in the UK. I was the first of them, and there was another one. And there will be more. There's a whole raft of Ghanaian men and women in Parliament as we speak. Men and women of Ghanaian origin. So, we should be proud of what we have achieved in Ghana and globally. But do I believe that we can do better? Of course we can. And I am very clear in my own mind that there is the talent, there is the skill, there's the passion in this country to realize the aspirations of our forefathers and our foremothers, that for Africa, only the best is good enough.